Hello there. So, my mission is to convince atheists to be conservatives, to be politically right-leaning conservative. They can't actually be conservative to the extreme where they are the same as conservatives that believe in God, because they don't believe in God. Which, I think most things that I see on the right, they will say about things they disagree with. They'll say, like, I think they used to say we need to fight against this, and they calm down and they now generally say we need to be libertarian about this. I see this on the right. I think if people on the left and atheists here were to actually listen to people on the right, not necessarily just news, just check out the Daily Wire. I will generally recommend the Daily Wire. I'm also going to say something negative about the Daily Wire, but Daily Wire is really good. You will generally hear when they're talking about things that you would think a right-winger would hate on. Those things they'll generally say we lean libertarian on. We just don't want the government involved. We're for freedom. Let people do what they want to do with their lives and keep the government out of it. And I think that's something we should all be able to climb aboard with. And I actually have heard that a lot of atheists are libertarian. Most are left, but a lot are libertarian. And I respect that. I do think, however, even libertarian should still be conservative, right-leaning. And I'm going to go through as much as I can to explain why, and all the ins and outs of it, as much as I can, the best I can. But first, before any of this, right now, I think what's most important to get to is this hate thing going on. We have a lot of hate in this country going on. You see it all over YouTube. You go on YouTube, you watch any video from the right or the left. There is a lot of hate. I want to talk about the thing from the Daily Wire. I love the Daily Wire. I'm a subscriber of the Daily Wire. I pay a monthly fee. I don't pay a yearly. They have a yearly subscription, or you could pay a monthly. I pay a monthly. When you get the yearly, they have this thing they call the Leftist Tears Tumblr. And there's all these ads on it, there's all these videos on it, and whatever it is, they go with it. I'm just like, to myself, I'm thinking to myself, and this is before I even knew where I stood politically, I'm seeing this, and I'm thinking to myself, why on earth should people be a part of this thing that they're getting pleasure from this thing that's supposed to be, that's made for other people's tears? The whole thing is, you're part of us who are like against the leftist tears. Why are you against leftists? I mean, there's a difference between being against and disagreeing. You can disagree with them. If I were to to speak with them in the Daily Wire, I'd love to just speak with them and just talk about this one thing. Get rid of the leftist tear sunbursts. Take a stance. Show we're not against the left. We just disagree with the left. I think that's a very healthy mind frame. So I'm someone who is right-leaning, but I will call things out from the right that I think that are bad. This is something I think that people are doing on the right. It's not just the Daily Wire. It's a lot of other people on the right who they have their mugs, their tumblers, whatever it is, and they're just like, haha, leftist tear is this. And it's like, really, you should not be doing this. You should not be making a profit off of this idea of the sensitive snowflakes, whatever you want to call them. And you shouldn't be calling them sensitive snowflakes. The goal, I think, should be for both sides. You see the left-leaning hating on the right as much as you see the right-leaning hating on the left. This is really going on, and I ask, stop the hate. That's what I want. The message I want to convey right now: to stop the hate. If you're on the left and you see some religious person, so you're an atheist, you see some religious person, you're hating on a religious view, you're hating on this religious thing. I'm not saying you're wrong with your. I mean, I will say that, but that depends on the particulars. I'm not going through the particulars right now. So overall, I'm not going to say you're wrong necessarily with what you're saying. But if you're hating on something, you're not trying to understand the thing. You're doing a disservice to yourself, really, because you should be trying to understand it. Hating on it and trying to disregard something that is probably something, especially if it's a religious thing, something that's benefited millions of religious people, billions over the years probably. Now you as a person today, growing up, born 1980-something, 1990-something probably, are now just like hating on all these things that people for hundreds and thousands of years beforehand are benefiting from. I mean, you have to think, what's more absurd? The majority of people believing what they believe for what their reasoning is that they believe it, or that you don't understand their reasoning. Because for so many years, religious people existed. For so many years, the majority of people in America were religious, and they believed in God. So is it more absurd that they all believe in God? Or is it more absurd you not understanding why they believe in God? I think it's more absurd you not understanding why they believe in God, so I want to go through explaining why they believe in God, the extremes, the ins and outs of it. If you're an atheist, you should know your view and the other person's view just as well. You should be able to argue out both sides and really respect both sides. It's not just I heard Matt Dillahunty say I could argue religious view just as well as I could argue an atheist view. But at the end of the day, I think there's too much animosity towards the religion, too much hate towards the religion to really respect the view and appreciate the view even. So maybe be able to like go through, yeah, there's all these things about the religion that are good, blah, 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 whatever it is, but then there's all these bad things, and I hate the religion because of these bad things, and you're not really respecting the good things that people embrace and they respect of it. And so if you're someone, you're on the right, you're on the left, you're thinking to yourself, haha, this leftist liberal snowflake, I'm going to hate you now, I'm going to say this comment, that's this nasty negative comment, because look how ridiculous you are, or something along those lines, I ask you, don't do that. I ask you as a person for yourself to be the best you can be. My goal in life for myself is to be the best I can be. I think this should be everyone's goal. I obviously can't control everyone's goal to be that, but if you hear me and you think you agree with this, then try to be the best you can be. Part of being the best you can be would definitely go along with this idea of not hating on these things you disagree with. Try understanding them. Embrace them to the extent that you can respect them. Unless they're really bad ideas, then call them out. And there are bad ideas from religious people. There are negative, nasty things that happen from religious people that I see religious people attacking and atheists attacking, and I think that's perfectly fair. There's time and place for fair game. But going through every detailed thing in the Bible and every religious value and view and trying to, I see all these videos where atheists will be like, oh, these things aren't from the Bible. They're not from the religion. They existed before. It's like, okay, I make a product now. Let me give an example now. I make a product. This product is an amazing product. No one has this product, and I don't sell it. But someone else either finds out about my product or just comes up with the product on their own and they sell it. And they find out years later, this big company, they weren't the first to do this. No, there was someone else who did this, so they probably copied them, or I don't know. But it's like, who's the one that's feeding the masses with the product? For years, religion has been feeding the masses with the moral values, with these good products. They've been doing this forever. Longer than these other ones, and if it's not longer, it's at least more recent. So maybe there's thousands of years in history before the thousands of years the religion came to being that they were implemented then, and the religion took over and whatever it is. At the end of the day, for thousands of years now, there's religious values that are being implemented through the society as good moral things. That it's fair to say the religious system works for it, being that's happening for thousands of years. Trying to say it just exists because of nothing or just we have it isn't a thing. I've explained that in previous videos. I recommend checking out all my videos. Anyhow, the main takeaway I want you guys to take from this is stop the hate. Try respecting and understanding as much as you can. If you're ever thinking to say something negative, even in the comment section, you typing in a comment section and putting it out there, you might think it's nothing. It's you. You might think, like, who's going to see this? But it's you who actually wrote that. That's the reason you shouldn't write that. When you're thinking what you're writing, you should think, this is a hateful, nasty thing. I shouldn't be writing this. Is the person on the other end really, if you're hating on their view, is it really going to make a lick of difference? Are they just going to think, they're just going to make fun of you back, probably? And I say for them, don't make fun of you back. Don't make fun of anyone. This is something, I feel like this is something that we should all know from our childhood. You should not be going around insulting each other. And now you see on YouTube and you see everywhere adults literally just going around and insulting everyone. This is kind of nuts. Anyhow, hopefully we could stop the hate moving forward. Anyone who watches my channel, I hope you subscribe and we get to go through as much as we can. Whoever atheists out there, I want you atheists to try hearing me out and going through understanding my views of all these different things to be right-leaning conservative and not left-leaning even as an atheist. Anyhow, all the best. Thanks for watching.